Welcome, everyone. We're going to wait a couple minutes before we go ahead and get started, but thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, everyone. We'll hold off one more minute, okay? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, everybody. All right. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Christina LaFaso. I am a senior admissions advisor at Stony Brook University. I'm also one of the EOP coordinators for the university, which we'll talk about today. I thank you guys so much for joining us today, as today is really important to me and to a lot of people at Stony Brook when we talk about SIDE, which is support, inclusion, diversity, and equity. Now, one of the central messages from Stony Brook is that students come from many different backgrounds to make up one campus and one community. Diversity provides a richer experience for our students, and inclusion really facilitates teamwork. Equity is just making sure everyone gets the same kind of path and the same support that they need in order to achieve at the same level. So what we're going to talk about today is just all the different reasons why it's important to us and all the different resources here on campus to help support you in, when and if you come to Stony Brook on our campus. So just a few things before we go ahead and get really started. Chat is going to be disabled today. So I will be posting a couple of things I already did in the chat. So you can check that for any kind of resources, one of which being my email address. So should you have any questions that you prefer to ask privately, I would be happy to answer anything that you may have. If you don't get your questions answered today, or if you think of something just at a later point, please feel free to jot down that email address and it'll come directly to me at Stony Brook. Another thing that we like to highlight is to join us for another day where you can chat with a current Seawolf. And this is a really important feature for a lot of our students when they're learning about Stony Brook and deciding if Stony Brook is a resource or a community that they really want to join. You can talk with current students, and it really is just a student-focused environment. There are no counselors in there, so you can feel free to ask any questions that you'd like to current students and see what their experience is like. So you can click on that link in the chat in order to register for one of those chat with the student days. Okay. Now, the other important thing is that if you have a question at any point throughout the presentation, I do have 3 of my incredible colleagues here today who will be answering your questions in Q&A right down there. So just make sure you click on Q&A. You'll be able to post your question. You'll receive a response from my colleagues. And then if we have time at the end, we will absolutely answer any questions that you have live in hopes that it shares information to everybody who might be wondering. Okay, so SIDE at SBU. Again, SIDE at SBU stands for Support, Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity. When we talk about support, we're talking about the ability to promote the interest of others or the interest of cause of others, to uphold or defend something as valid or right, and to advocate. And really at Stony Brook, supporting is really advocating and giving the resources to our students in order to assist them through the process of becoming a successful Stony Brook student. Now, that's not just in regards to academics. That's also in regards to their social impact, their mental health, their familial relationships, and their friendships as well. Okay. When we talk about inclusion, we're referring to the act or practice of including students with disabilities. Inclusion is a state of being valued, respected, and supported. It's about focusing on the needs of every individual and ensuring the right conditions are in place for each person to achieve their full potential. So we include and accommodate people who have historically been excluded, but it's also assisting those students with disabilities to include them in and getting them the support to achieve success. Now, diversity at Stony Brook, and diversity in general, refers to all characteristics or attributes that differentiate and make a distinction between persons. Some examples of diversity are listed on the screen, and they include race, ethnicity, gender, age, language, physical characteristics or appearance, disability, sexual orientation, economic status or socioeconomic status, parental status, even education, geographic origin, what you do for a living, what your gender identity is, your religion, your position in the hierarchy, and any other difference that is really between people. When we talk about equity, now in the past, it was always equality and giving an equal environment to all. And we know that that's not really the case anymore. It's not something that really is open to everybody. So when we talk about equity at Stony Brook, we refer to a justice according to natural law of right, a freedom from bias or favoritism. Equity is the provision of personalized resources needed for all individuals to reach common goals. So you see that little picture underneath, and it's quite common picture when you talk about the difference between equality and equity. So in the first picture, you see all of the people are getting the same resources, but they're very different people. So it's not really providing the support in order for everyone to succeed. Now, when we talk about equity, we're providing resources to accommodate that specific person so that everyone is gaining the same experience and being able to achieve support. Equity is the provision of personalized resources needed for all individuals to reach common goals. In other words, the goals and expectations are the same for all students, but the support needed to achieve those goals depends on the student's needs personally. Why does this matter? Essentially, what's important to us at Stony Brook is dignity, respect, caring, support, inclusion, diversity, and equity, or SIDE, a sense of belonging to include in our SBU community, and really, it's all of the people included, our students, faculty, and staff. Now, our community pledge was something that was put in place couple of years ago, and it was really taken on by students. This was something that it was actually 2010, a group of concerned students came together and created this pledge as an expression of their commitment to the values that are the foundation of our university. Last year, a committee of 15 student leaders, supported by some faculty and staff, revised the pledge to make this commitment even stronger by describing the actions that all Stony Brook students, faculty, and staff can take to ensure that we are continuing to be an inclusive and equitable university. Collectively, we can really make change happen. So we have our community pledge that we do ask all new students to take, faculty and staff as well, to be a part of this inclusive and really diverse environment. Stony Brook's academic diversity is also something that we do pride ourselves on. We have about 200 different academic programs at the undergraduate level for students to choose from within 12 different colleges and schools throughout the university. There's also an additional 100 plus master's programs and about 50 or so doctoral programs, including in our School of Medicine and our School of Dental Medicine. We know that Stony Brook is academically diverse, which means you really have endless opportunities to learn both within and across many different disciplines through academic programs, research opportunities, internships, employment, and community service experiences. Our academic diversity allows you to work with and get to know others while you build your own community of faculty, professors, researchers, scholars, and colleagues in many of the colleges and schools. This is the beauty of going to a university like Stony Brook. It's sometimes described as a college of colleges that offers students programs of study in a myriad of academic majors and minors in the 12 schools that we have here. As students, you're some of the brightest minds on campus. And when you can connect with your faculty, administrators, and with each other, it's incredible what our students can achieve, especially at the undergraduate level. Along with our academic diversity, it's cultural diversity that each CWIL brings to the campus that really makes us unique. Our diversity on our campus provides rich opportunities to learn about and from each other that will help prepare you to network, to communicate, and work effectively with others. Understanding what our culture and diversity are sets us on a path towards being an all-inclusive campus environment. One of the ways that our students achieve some support on campus is through an incredible program that myself and my colleague Kelly here today are really big supporters of, in that we're our EOP coordinators for the university. Now, EOP stands for the Educational Opportunity Program. It was initiated at Stony Brook in 1968, but it is a New York State funded program. Now, when we talk about EOP, and it's something you might have heard from if you're a New York State resident, when we talk about EOP, that's on the university scale from the state. Now, our local name is the Advancement on Individual Merit, or AIM, and at Stony Brook, it is called the EOP/AIM program. EOP students participate fully in all campus academic and social activities. You're held to the same standards, you're open to the same majors, and really you are a true Stony Brook student. The only thing is that you gain support services as well as modest financial assistance. So the purpose of EOP back in the 60s was to provide access to higher education for students who might be economically or historically disadvantaged and students who demonstrate potential. So when we talk about who the students are that we're looking for EOP admission into the university, we're really looking at the potential of the students to succeed and thrive in our environment. Now, in order to assist them through that, because academically you might not be where our general admission students are, we're talking about the support services in EOP, which are academic support and tutoring, advising for your major, your minor, or any kind of path that you take, personal and developmental counseling, as well as career development and guidance. They offer their own workshops, conferences, and clubs and organizations. They, in fact, have their own student government in addition to that. And the Summer Academy, which is a requirement of any EOP program throughout New York State, is something that's designed to better prepare our EOP students academically before their first semester on campus. What that Summer Academy has historically shown is that our EOP students are better equipped to handle the transition to college when they start up in their freshman semester. They are already on the track of succeeding because they know where their classrooms are, they know the campus layout, they know where our resources are, and they already have a group of family, essentially, and friends here on campus. Now, EOP does provide a little bit of financial support. It is not a free program in that you are, going to school for free, but it does provide a little bit of financial support to those students who are in need. Now, when we talk about other types of programs at Stony Brook outside of EOP, there are some other type of supports for students who come from historically underrepresented and economically disadvantaged backgrounds. C-STEP is one of those programs, and C-STEP students gain entry into scientific, technical, health, and health-related professions, including many areas where licensure is required. So you're talking about STEM programs, you're talking about health programs, you're talking about a myriad of different programs. And C-STEP gives you full academic support. They offer a lot of different clubs and organizations, workshops, research opportunities, and C-STEP is, again, another type of family here on campus. Now, LSAMP is similar to C-STEP, but it has some transferability options. So the core of the LSAMP program at Stony Brook, it's a 4-year program. It offers a semester by semester program of courses and seminars to enhance students' academic research and life skills. And you can transfer from one SUNY LSAMP program to another SUNY LSAMP program. So if you started at Nassau Community College or SUNY Farmingdale and you were a part of their LSAMP programs, you could potentially continue those resources and supports here on our campus. Okay, now STEM Assets is a different type of program, very similar to LSAMP, but it's specifically for students who go to community college first, They go to their local community college within New York State, and it helps them transition into a 4-year school. It integrates scholarship support, and there is some scholarship for CSEP and LSAM, depending on the year as well. But STEM Assets is subject-specific academic support, engagement in research and career preparation through faculty mentoring and internships. So it's for your last 2 years in a 4-year school like Stony Brook. Now, outside of academic support for students who might come from a historically disadvantaged background, who might be a first-gen student, who might be coming from a myriad of different kind of backgrounds, we also have different types of cultural clubs and organizations. Now, in the university in general, we have around 400 different clubs for students to join. Some of that is geared towards your major or your career path to really enhance your out of classroom education, helps you with networking, meeting other students who are interested in the same kind of pathway as you, but also help you meet alumni and facilitate different types of workshops that might help you in your career path. Outside of that, we also have Greek life with fraternities and sororities, some of which have houses off campus. Others are more professional organizations that might be part of national chapters. So the ability to join fraternities, sororities, or co-ed fraternities are there as well. We also have personal interest clubs and community service and volunteer work clubs. Now, the personal interest clubs really range every year. They can change because our students' interests change. So years ago, there were 3 Harry Potter clubs. I'm not sure if those 3 are up and running this year, but we usually always have a cat club and tons of dancing clubs, lots of different cultural dancing clubs as well. We have games for our clubs for students who love video games and who love reading and who love to knit, and all sorts of these different personal interest clubs. And that's really specific to who you are and what you enjoy doing. But outside of that, we have these cultural clubs and organizations. And what you're seeing on your screen here are just a list of some of them. This is not all of them. This is not a comprehensive list. But these are some clubs, and really a lot of them were started, including SAB, which is the Student African American Brotherhood, which followed by SAS, which is Student African American Sisterhood. These 2 programs were actually started by EOP students. Our EOP students felt like they needed a place to come together and to provide resources for other students and a place to call home. So these cultural clubs can sometimes change as well, but they are huge, huge parts of our campus. The Caribbean Student Organization, for instance, is not, and none of these clubs are just closed off to people who identify as that cultural or religious institution, but something like the Caribbean Student Organization puts on the biggest fashion show on campus. They put on large parties, and it's open to everyone. So, it's a way for you to feel and join a club or organization that might make you feel like part of a family. It makes you feel at home on campus, supported and celebrated. But it also provides a resource for you to step out of your comfort zone and learn more about other types of cultures and religions. Now, the religious clubs and organizations really vary. I would say pretty much every religion I've ever heard of has a club or organization here on campus. You're seeing some of them on the screen there. But these are particular clubs or organizations for students that identify as that religion. Again, they're not closed off to people who don't identify as that. If you were raised Christian and you're interested in what the Buddhist religion is, you can join a different type of club. So these are open to everybody, but again, it makes you feel very supported. It gives you a sense of relaxation when you're on campus, knowing that there are other students like you there, if that's something that's important to you. Now, another type of resource are all the different supports, the offices, the departments, all the different centers here on campus. So the next few slides are going to be about all those different types of spots on campus, which are physical locations in order to make you feel at home, make you feel supported, included, make you feel part of a diverse environment, and really an equitable environment as well. So when we're talking about our Office of Diversity, Inclusion, and Intercultural Initiatives, they actually rebranded last year to D13, or DI3, I'm sorry, because of the Inclusion Intercultural Initiatives. Now, Stony Brook respects and values a broad range of backgrounds, viewpoints, and experiences, and pledges a full commitment to its core values of inclusion while advancing and upholding the highest standards of practice in diversity and equity. Stony Brook was actually ranked really, really highly. In fact, #1 among highly selective public universities, #1 in the Association of American Universities, which is an invitation-only organization for the top research institutions in the US, which include US and Canada, so North America. It includes 62 different schools. We really pride ourselves on that as well. We were #3 nationally among all colleges and universities when we're talking about social mobility. And we're in the top 51% of students, or I'm sorry, 51% of students from the bottom income quintile reach the top income quintile when we're talking about social mobility. Now, social mobility really is the breakdown of whether an institution can take students from one quintile on the economic scale and move them upwards. And it's usually about 2 quintiles up. But 51% of our students come from the bottom quintile and go all the way up to the top. So we're really providing an educational, academic, and career-based exploration and preparation in order to catapult you into success when you leave us. When we're talking about the different types of resources here on campus, two of the biggest are the Stony Brook Union and the Stony Brook Activity Center. Now, Stony Brook Union was always a part of campus, but it was recently, a few years ago, demolished and rebuilt. It was opened up last year, but during COVID, not many of our students began to really seek out the SB Union or use its resources. So this year we had a grand reopening of the building. Stony Brook Union, and I'll get into what some of the other pieces are in the Stony Brook Union, but the Union is really a student-centered building. It is used by clubs and organizations. All of the different resources that you would want as a student are in there, whether it be academic advising or our undergraduate colleges, whether you need to go seek out financial aid or speak with someone from the registrar or pay a parking ticket. So all of those locations are within Stony Brook Union, which makes it even easier for students to locate the support that they need. Now, the Stony Brook Activity Center, which is lovingly known as SAC on campus, is really the place where a lot of, the ballrooms are rented out for laser tag or poetry slams. One of the ballrooms is actually being used right now as a COVID testing center for our students, faculty, and staff, so you don't have to leave campus to get your testing done. They offer vaccinations sometimes in that location for students. Outside of that, our Veteran Center is getting a brand new space in SAC. And a lot of there's a commuter lounge, there's a whole SAC food court in there with pizza and a grill and other types of food as well. We have an Argo tea and a Craftwork salad type of place there. And it's just a great resource for students because you can rent out those rooms for club meetings. You can go to different types of events that we have in there. You can utilize the commuter lounge to take a nap in between classes if you just are getting to campus by train or by car. So lots of different resources in there as well. So let's get into what those types of resources are. And let's go back to the Stony Brook Union. One of the main things in there is undergraduate colleges. It's right on the first floor, very accessible for all students. And when we're talking about undergraduate colleges, we're talking about a vibrant learning community that offers individualized support while connecting you with faculty, staff, and campus resources to guide you into a successful first year at Stony Brook. So all first year students are put into one of 3 different, what we call UGCs or undergraduate colleges. That have nothing to do with your major. They're built around 3 centralized, really specific type of, or not specific type of programs. So you can join something called the Social Justice, Equity, and Ethics type of undergraduate college, or the Creative Technology and Innovation one. All UGCs include customized advising and support, special educational and social programs, opportunities for close interaction with faculty and peers around themes of common interest. UGCs are there to guide you with a first year seminar and a first year advisor. who will assist you in everything from choosing your second semester courses to learning what all these resources are on campus to providing you different types of support in regards to time management skills, career readiness, and other types of programming. New student programs is also for new students into the school. This is open to first year students coming from high school to college, but also for new transfer students. New student programs facilitates the transition and acclimation to a social and academic environment here at the university. Okay, they put on orientation, they put on family and supporter orientations, they provide different online modules to our students to help guide them through the process of acclimation to here on campus. So that's new student programs. And those are two that you'll come in if you're a first year student and be quite familiar with your first year. Now, our Unity Cultural Center is just opening. It opened on October 23rd. It is not ready for renting out or hanging out in yet. The Unity Cultural Center is on the first floor of the Union, right next to our undergraduate colleges. And these are mock-ups of the rooms, but let me tell you, they look identical to what the room actually looks like. It features a multi-purpose lounge and different types of study booths, as well as a conference and meeting rooms, a group study area, and comfortable seating options, whether it be booths, chairs, couches, meeting locations. So lots of different spaces to relax and study, meet and enjoy educational, cultural, and social programs. And this is open to students from any culture, any religion, any kind of background, and any form of thinking. So it's a really great resource for our students to rent out, to join in, and to hang out. In the Stony Brook Union, down on the lower level is our Interfaith Center. And the Interfaith Center reflects that many diverse religious traditions on our campus continue on. It's the representative organization for chaplains and campus ministry staff who are officially selected representatives of various religious denominations and have a major concern for and a working relationship with the university. So we have the Asian Christian Campus Ministry, we have the Hillel Foundation for Jewish Life, the Islamic Society for and the Muslim Students Association, a Protestant campus ministry, and the Roman Catholic campus ministry. So these are places, the Interfaith Center is somewhere where if you need to pray at certain times of the day, if you need to wash your hands and feet before you pray, if you on Sundays need a place to go on campus to pray, whatever it may be, there is, or Saturdays, I should say, there is a place to go. You do not have to leave campus to continue on with your religion and feel supported in that. Our food pantry is also located on the lower level of the Union. This opened last year with the opening of the Stony Brook Union, and it serves community members, both students, faculty, and staff who are food insecure at various times or consistently, and who are at risk of food insecurity. Stony Brook and the food pantry are committed to being a reliable and stable supplemental food source while providing resources to overcome food insecurity. So if you're not sure where your first meal is coming from, if you're not sure if you're going to be able to provide meals for your family, the food pantry is there for students. It's open at various times throughout the week. It is filled with non-perishable and some perishable goods. So it really depends on your diet, on your religion sometimes, and a slew of other things, but it's there as a resource for students. Now, getting into more academic success, also located in the lower level of Stony Brook Union, is our Academic Success and Tutoring Center. The ASTC, because it's a super long name, enhances and promotes and develops tutorial and academic success programming. It's committed to creating an inclusive, supportive, and student-centered learning environment, which can stimulate critical thinking and productive learning. So they do everything from course-based tutoring, different types of learning styles, skill-based tutoring, as well as peer-assisted tutoring, but they also host various workshops and conferences in regards to study skills, time management skills, and other types of academic support type of skills. It's really there as a resource for students who not only, sometimes in high school, you only pick up tutoring when you need help. And the ASTC is really there to ensure that you're going to succeed, no matter if you need the help or not. So if there's a particular class you know that you need to get into medical school or to become eligible to get into our nursing program or whatever it may be, or if there's a course, I stink at math. I would have signed up for tutoring every time I took a math course just to ensure that I'm getting the assistance outside of the classroom as well. Now, we also offer tutoring throughout the 8 different residential life communities on campus. So tutoring is something that happens in a lot of different places, but then there are also places like the math lab and the writing center and the physics lab and these different kinds of sites on campus to help provide you with academic support as well. Now, that's in addition to the support from your faculty, from your grad assistants or teaching assistants. They all have to have office hours, your faculty, in order to ensure that if you have any questions about your class, you have a place and a time to ask those questions if it's outside of the classroom setting. So that's in addition to all of that type of support as well. Now, on the first floor of Stony Brook Union, kind of across from our undergraduate colleges, is the Student Accessibility and Support Center, lovingly known as SASSY. And SASSY is a designated support service center to help enable students with disabilities to develop their academic potential by making their academic experience accessible and inclusive. SASSY is the type of program that if you have an IEP or a 504 plan in high school, and you would love to see those accommodations continue on in college, SASSY are the ones to help determine if we can help achieve that type of setting. If you need extra testing time or separate testing location, or you need additional time in order to get from one side of campus to another for your classes, or if you need gender inclusive housing or your own dorm room and bathroom because you're transitioning, or whatever the reason is, SASSY is there to assist you in accommodations in both academic and housing environments. SASSY is also a department that you would want to seek out post-admission. So this is not something that you should disclose before the point of admission. It's not going to deter you from being admitted to the university. It's nothing like that. So you would want to self-disclose if you are admitted to the university. And before you take any sort of placement exams or start your academic semesters here at Stony Brook, to ensure that your accommodations are met. Another type of support is for our mental health, and we offer both counseling and psychological services, or CPS, and our Center for Prevention and Outreach, which is CPO. Now, these types of services are really there for mental health, for students battling alcohol and other drug addictions, for sexual assault, whether it be something that happens while you're a Stony Brook student or prior to or even after, your physical health as well, because all of these things, making sure our students feel healthy in every aspect, is going to kind of enhance your experience at Stony Brook and make you a more successful student. If someone is feeling depressed, you, as your roommate, if your roommate is feeling depressed, you can reach out to CPO on an anonymous level, and they will do some outreach to that student. So you don't have to feel the burden of taking that on if you don't feel confident in your ability to do so. They will assist students who are looking for assistance with their alcohol addiction. They offer a women's center for students who identify as being female, to assist them through the support of being so, but also to help kind of provide a safe environment for them. Our physical health is kind of assisted through these programs, but also our health services office. So if you need a medication, we have a pharmacy on campus. There's a place to go. If you need emergency counseling or psychological services, you can go to the health services office because you have kind of a deep cut on your finger and you need some help. So it is a full health clinic in that sense. And they are also the ones who maintain everybody's immunizations and vaccinations on campus. So they're a comprehensive health service on campus. Now, in the Stony Brook Union currently, but they will be moving once their new space opens back to SAC on campus, is our Veteran Affairs Office. So our Veteran Affairs Office is dedicated to serving those who served us with the same tireless effort, putting their needs in the forefront and assisting our veterans service members, and their dependents in receiving their education, their educational benefits, facilitating their transition to our college, and providing support for their ongoing academic success. They do a lot of programming. They go to a lot of different events. They provide political support. They do a lot on campus, in addition to assisting our students with all of the resources that I've just mentioned. So if you are a veteran, thank you for your support, especially right after Veterans Day. And we have our Veteran Affairs office to host those celebrations and those supports. If you're going to be commuting to campus, sometimes that can feel like you're not a part of the included environment here on Stony Brook's campus. And that's not the case here. We have a Commuter Student Services office in Stony Brook Union, which provides commuter students and the local community with tools that they need to be successful both on and off campus. So Commuter Student Services offers everything from maintaining those commuter lounges I mentioned, having lockers to put all your stuff in, especially if you're taking the train. Sometimes you feel like I don't have a spot to put my stuff, but I don't need to walk around with this all day on campus. So something as simple as that. They help find you off-campus housing if that's something you're interested in. All the different resources of being a commuter student. They have a commuter student club, which provides fresh donuts and coffee and different types of resources on campus to our commuter students. So they get pretty involved on campus as well. Now, as a community, I would say about in your first year, if you're a freshman student, about 85% of our students live on campus in their first year. But as you progress through the 4 years, we are still a large residential population. In fact, the largest in SUNY, one of the largest, second in New York State outside of NYU. So we do have a large residential population, but about 40% of our students do commute as well. So it is a big population of commuter students. Now we have our student support team in SAC. So let's transition over to the Student Activity Center. And the student support team is there for a variety of reasons. So students may experience a variety of challenges during their college career. And the student support team, or SST, coordinates efforts to assist students who encounter these challenges or concerns in achieving success at Stony Brook. So the student support team is there to make sure that if need be, hospitalization, medical emergencies, and chronic conditions are reacted to, covered, and addressed. They address mental health concerns, much like CPO that I mentioned prior to. If you encounter the death of a loved one or an unexpected financial difficulty or any sorts of events or challenges outside in a more social, familial, friend type of environment, they're there to assist you through that as well. If you're having food insecurity, as I mentioned, the food pantry, or housing insecurity, financial difficulty, like I said, if you are someone who lived through a natural disaster, is having some sort of academic distress, the student support team is there in sort of an emergency effort to enhance the students' experience here at Stony Brook and to help you through this process. It's hard. Life happens, and life doesn't stop just because you're a student in school. But really, when something like food insecurity or the death of a loved one occurs while you're in the middle of a semester or it's midterms week, we understand that you are a person. You're not just a student little robot going from class to class and achieving success. These things really have an effect on your success at Stony Brook or anywhere, and we know that. So we have this as kind of an emergency and really kind of large scale support here on campus for our students. Now, for students who identify or who want to be an ally of the LGBTQIA+ world, we do have our LGBTQ+ Center. It's on the second floor of West Side Dining, which is in a different facility. And the LGBTQ Center provides not only a home-based location, a hangout spot, a study spot, but a place to hold workshops and conferences. They do large advocacy events. They put on a large Pride Month, but really Pride Parade, Pride Celebration. But it's not something that just happens 1 month out of the year. Our LGBTQ+ Center ensures that students feel welcomed, supported, and safe in our environment. And that's really, really important to our students as well as to our faculty and staff. We are an open school. We offer gender inclusive housing. We offer gender inclusive environments, as well as open gender bathrooms. So there's a lot of locations on campus that provide the resources that a lot of students on our campus need, but LGBTQ is there as that additional support and additional home base as well. Now, I did mention our student health services in regards to your physical health, but they also offer our dietitian and nutritionist on campus. They offer a women's center and the gyne clinic, as well as different types of immunizations. So if you need the flu shot, or if you, last year they were really busy with COVID vaccines. If you are in need of any sort of updates in your immunizations, they're there to provide that. They also oversee our pharmacy, as mentioned, but they provide support, workshops, and different types of educational experience in regards to self-care. They have a walk-in clinic and a social worker there. So the student health services is really there in regards to all physical health aspects right on campus. If you're interested in staying active and continuing your workout regime or beginning it, we have our recreation and wellness center. It provides intramural and club sports. They kind of oversee the calendar of those events, a lot of the practices as well. We also have outside court, so whether it be basketball, volleyball, tennis. We have an indoor sports facility for soccer, football, tennis, and a few other sports. But if you're just interested in fitness or taking some classes, whether it be self-defense or yoga or a CPR certification, whether you want to join in on our personal training, come to any of the events or health education or certifications that we offer, or you just want to sit on a Peloton for an hour a day, you can absolutely do that in our wellness center. And again, this goes back to, this is not really what we call a diversity type of center, but it is there to enhance the experience for our students, to make you feel physically healthy if you're looking for that, which will encourage you to succeed on campus and stay a healthy student as well. Now, we do have some key campus resources in regards to discrimination, sexual misconduct, sex and/or gender-based discrimination on campus. This is not something that, happens a lot on campus. We're a pretty inclusive environment, as you can tell. But when we are talking about our Division of Student Affairs, they oversee all of those different support centers that I've kind of gone through today in regards to the LGBTQ, our campus residences office, our Office of Multicultural Affairs, a lot of the mental health supports that I've mentioned, our Rec and Wellness Center, SASE, our Veterans Office, and much more. Our Division of Undergraduate Education is more there on the supportive academic side of things. So multidisciplinary studies, academic success and tutoring center, our EOP program that I love so much, our honors colleges and undergraduate colleges, and more. Then our Office of Equity and Access is there to ensure that we are taking in faculty and staff from a lot of different backgrounds, that we are encouraging an open environment, that we are making it equitable and accessible by all. And then our Vice President for Equity and Inclusion is also our Chief Diversity Officer, and they oversee that as well. All right. Again, this is not a comprehensive list of all the different types of resources. There was a lot that I did not touch upon, but I hope I was able to provide you with a sense that Stony Brook, again, is an open environment. Our students, our faculty, and our staff really come from so many different types of backgrounds to make up our one campus and community. We know that, people come from a lot of different backgrounds, and we want to see that supported and celebrated. It's not just something we always say, you might hear other places say they're a diverse environment, but what does that actually mean? Yes, you're going to see that walking around on campus. You'll see it, walking from one class to another. You'll see it sitting in your classrooms. You'll see different types of diversity and supports when you're looking into different types of, friends, faculty, support centers, but it's something that we don't just have. We support it, yes, but we really celebrate it. Every month we're celebrating a different type of cultural background. We have lots of different faith centers, as I mentioned. So culture and religion, ethnicity. It really doesn't matter what your background is or what type of support you're hoping for. In regards to that, our LGBTQ population, our male to female population, we have gender kind of fluid students, we have all sorts of different types of background, lots of different socioeconomic students. So everyone is represented, everyone is supported, but more importantly, everyone is celebrated here at Stony Brook. All right, we have time for some questions. I do not see any questions in the Q&A right now. So if you do have questions or want to know more about something, please go ahead and put them in the Q&A bubble right down there. If you need anything else, I'm going to go ahead and post something in the chat one more time for you, because we want you to be able to get in touch with me. If you have any questions or prefer to ask your questions privately, please feel free. And the last point that I made in the beginning, I want to reiterate, is the ability to chat with our current students. If you're on the fence of applying or possibly enrolling in Stony Brook, you want to make sure it's the right fit for you and you haven't had the opportunity to meet a Stony Brook student yet, join us to chat with the current Seawolf. These are current students only in the possibility of dates and times for you to sign up for. And it really gives you a better sense of what it's like being a student at Stony Brook. So please feel free to chat with one of our students by clicking that link in the chat with us. All right, I don't see any questions in Q&A right now. So we are going to head and conclude our event. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. And we hope that you learned a little bit, you feel a little bit more confident and supported about choosing Stony Brook as a potential environment. And please do not hesitate to reach out to me should you need anything. Christina Lafaso, again, Senior Admissions Advisor, EOP Coordinator. I want to thank my incredible colleagues for joining me today for our side at SBU. All right, everybody, have an awesome Sunday. We'll see you soon. Bye.